So now it's time to figure out how we're going to filter out all these records. So what I'm going to start with is the variable filter equals a new mailing list filter. We don't have this filter yet, but let's quickly have a look at what it will take. First of all, we're going to pass it a collection of records that we just extracted from the uploaded file. And second of all, I'm going to pass it a collection of all existing email addresses which are currently in the database. Let's initialize this property. And let's add this all method stub as well. We will work with this method in just a moment. Now, as you may remember from within the control, we pass in 2 arguments, whereas our collection filter only takes 1 argument for the constructor. So what I'm going to do is override this constructor, new constructor. This time I will take collection as the first one. And then the second one is going to be also of the collection type, even though it's an eloquent collection. It's going to be subscriber emails. And here what I'm going to do is basically run the parent constructor first, construct, passing this collection as the first argument. And then I'm going to initialize this subscriber emails property. Let's just add it quickly as well. And let's make it private. No one needs access to it other than us from within this class. Now let's add these to the doc blocks, to the doc block here for the constructor. So that's our constructor now. So we pass in 2 arguments. Then we call construct on the parent class, passing the collection as the only argument that the parent class constructor takes. And then we initialize the subscriber emails property, which is going to contain all of the emails that are currently in a database. Now, this way we will optimize this whole import a little bit, rather than doing this all every time with each iteration, basically when we're doing all the checks and everything like it. We're going to have all these emails that are already in a database available to us when we instantiate this class. Okay, so what we're going to do next. First of all, from within this all method, we need to start with all variable this collection, and we are going to run the map method on it. And for the callback, we'll refer to our internal method called purify. So the first thing we're going to do is to purify the record. And by purifying, what I mean is email field, I want to remove all unnecessary or invalid characters that shouldn't be within the email field. So let's create this new public method called purify. Now, why public? Because otherwise this map method wouldn't have access to it. When you're using array map, the standard PHP functions, array map, array filter, and so on, you can use private visibility for the methods within the same class. However, when you are delegating calls to the collection methods, you have to have them all public. Okay, so from within this purify will take array, which is going to be subscriber, because obviously these ones are going to be passed in a format like this. It's going to be, say, email, and then name will be something else. So basically this is going to be what we're going to receive here through as an argument, obviously with each iteration of this map method. Okay, so that's what we're getting. It's going to return an array as well. So here we're going to go for subscriber email, this purify email method, and we're going to pass subscriber email as an argument. So this purify email method will basically make sure that we only get what email field should have, and then we're going to return the subscriber array back. So let's create this purify email method as well, and before we do anything, let's add dog blocks to this purify method, and what we're going to say here is purify record. From within this purify email, that's going to be of a email is going to be of a string type, presumably, but it might be of any other type. So I'm just going to actually remove this type hint here, and we will expect string back. So private this time, because we're referring directly to the method within the same class. Return, and we want to return string. So I'm going to just cast it here to a string to lower first of all, because I want to make sure that email has all characters in lowercase, then preg, replace, and what I want to replace is basically the regular expression will be in between a square brackets. We're starting with the card symbol. It needs to start with number or letter, and symbol, and full stop. That's all we're allowing, and then it's case insensitive, so after the last / letter I. Shortly after I've recorded this video, I've realized that the regex should be slightly different. We don't need \d because numbers are automatically included with \w, which basically returns alphanumerical characters plus underscore. Then we should also include hyphen. That's why I've added hyphen at the end, preceded with a \. So if you copy this regex instead of the one in the video, this should match all passable characters for a valid email address. And then anything that doesn't match this pattern, we want to replace with an empty string, and then the subject is obviously an email. Okay, let's add some dog block here, and let's say that this one will be a string. Actually, let's type hint it as string, and let's typecast it when we pass into this purify email as string as well, just in case. It probably will be imported as string anyway from within this CSV file, but let's just typecast it here anyway. Okay, and then if we're going to say purify email for the summary. Okay, so now going back, as you can see, this collection here is highlighted, and this is because if I go back to this collection filter, we have this property, but it's got private visibility, so any subclasses cannot access it. So let's just quickly change it to a protected, save this collection filter abstract class, and now this highlight should be gone, and it is. Okay, so we have all of the records now purified. Their email is purified, so there are only characters that are allowed within the email. So now any of these backticks, / should be gone from within the email field. Next will be invalid emails. So what I'm going to do is use this all collection, which is already filtered, and then I'm going to filter it using the collection filter method, using this and a new method, which is going to be called invalid emails. That's how I'm going to call this method. So let's copy the name of the method, and if we scroll down, and let's create this public function, invalid emails, and again we're passing array subscriber as an argument. It will return Boolean. It basically checks if the email on the subscriber array is going to be of the valid email address. Okay, and we use the simple filter _var. If you want to use any other form of email validation, please use it from within this invalid emails method. Make sure that it returns true if it validates, false if it doesn't. Subscriber email field, and then filter _validate email. That's what I'm trying to validate the given item as. Okay, let's add some dog block. Takes array, returns Boolean, determine if email is valid. That's our invalid emails method. If we scroll back up, so now after this invalid emails, we're going to have a non-unique emails equals invalid emails, what we have left after this filtration, and we run unique, not union, unique. There we go. We want all records that have unique emails. So if there are two records with the same value associated with the email index within the given array, then the first one will be kept, the other one's going to be removed. So now we have, and this is just a standard collection method, so we don't have to create another method to run it through. Okay, so now we have non-unique emails, we have valid emails, and we have the emails that are filtered already. So filter basically will make sure that we have all characters that email field accepts. Then filtering through this invalid emails removes any invalid records, the records that have invalid email address. Then we ensuring that within this file that we've imported, we only get the records that have unique email address. So only one email address, record with one email address is going to be only once. If there are two of the records with the same email address, only the first one will be left. And then finally, what we're going to do is duplicate emails. And this one will use this non-unique emails, what's left of it, and then filter it through the internal method again of this class, duplicate emails. And if I now copy the name of this method, and if we scroll down, another public function, duplicate emails, again we take array subscriber, and this one will also return Boolean. And what we do here is basically check if return exclamation mark this subscriber emails, this collection that we pass through as an argument, contains given subscriber email. If it contains, that means that that would be a duplicate, so we don't want this record. That's why we go with the exclamation at the beginning, making sure it does not contain. Does it not contain this email address? And if it returns true, then obviously that's going to be kept, because that means that's not going to be a duplicate. Otherwise, it would indicate that we already have record with this email in a database. Okay, so I'm just adding the dog block here. Determine if subscriber email is already in the database. Okay, and I'm going to stop here because we still have to do a little bit more work within this class, but I'm going to leave it for the next video.